Hello everyone, I'm Annie Gibbins and you're listening to Memoirs of Successful Women, the podcast where you get to hear candid conversations with fascinating women from around the globe who share aspects of their business and life journey, how they measure their success, and what they have learnt along the way. Hello and welcome to Memoirs of Successful Women. Today I have the amazing power lady, Laarni Mulvey, who is the founder of Strong and Mighty. She is also at this amazing moment of her life that after 20 years of dreaming to write a book, she has just released Standing in Strength, Inspirational Stories of Power Unleashed. So I'm really excited to talk to her about that today. And I want you to all race and go and get the pre-order rate straight after you listen to this podcast so that you get the sneak peek and you get the best rates for her amazing new book. So welcome to the program, Laarni.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to hear the title from somebody else. You know, I mean, I've been saying it so much and I'm just like, ooh, to hear it from somebody else. I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, that sounds cool.
Strength. I am the best-selling pre-release already. Amazing levels, amazing attraction to this book because it's so, one, inspiring to have 7 women share their stories. I'm delighted to be included as one of those, by the way. But it's all about you today. For the listeners, chapter 5 is Annie Gibbins. But back to you, Laarni. It's exactly it. You know, it's such a power woman to have a power woman book, you know, to be celebrating strength and
Yes,
what that can mean in the feminine sense, right? And what
yes.
it mean to you and your journey and those women who are within the book. So I'm super excited about, you being able to share why power in strength? Why is this the title of your book to start off with?
So that I chose this title not only because of the word strength and power and what they represent, but when I think about how I changed throughout the few years in my life, growing up as someone who didn't have any power, who didn't have any strength because I was the Asian girl growing up in America. I was the immigrant girl that came to America and then had to figure out, who am I?
Mm.
And the what I was exposed to, like watching American television, what I was exposed to in school, and the people, the diversity, it was such a shock to my system, and I still didn't know, and I had all these identity crises throughout my life, like,
Mm.
okay, I want to be this and I want to be that. And I, being Asian, we kind of fall into like, don't ruffle any feathers,
Mm.
don't be loud, don't be seen. And me, I'm only like 5'1" on a good day. And and to be able to use my voice wasn't something that I had in back in the day. So when I think of power and strength, it's not just a physical sense for me because I love lifting, but it's more like this voice. It's more this expression that has been hidden in me for so long.
Mm.
And within like the last 5, 6 years, there's been like this Kindle flame, like kind of trickling in me because I was feeling this trapped, lost, like I know what I have in me, but I'm afraid to use it.
Mm.
Yeah. So when it came to this power and strength, it was like, yes, it did take 20 years for it to come out, but when it did, oh boy, did it come out.
It's like that. Once you make this decision and lean into it, all of a sudden it's incredible what the energy, the emotion, the power of all of that to unpack it and go, yes. And I know because I've had a sneak peek at the book that it is a huge moment to actually go, yes. What I heard was that you didn't have to become anyone else. You actually became Laarni, right? Laarni is this woman who, yes, is of Asian descent and did come to America and is her amazing, talented, beautiful goddess of herself, you know, living her life, doing her thing. And you have found that to be enough and okay in everything you do. And you've then channeled it into powerlifting. How is this woman of 5'1" on a good day powerlifting these incredible weights? You know, it is incredible that you're showing you've just pushed yourself to new levels, new challenges, and it's all come together in a way that probably still surprised you. I love it when you dream of things for 20 years and then you suddenly get to a moment like now for you and it all comes together, right?
Yes. Yeah, it was a great journey. There was a ton of struggles in between, but those struggles, as much as I hated them at that time, you know, like like a lot of my pivotal moments came from relationships that were bad,
Mm,
or I was trying to make relationships work that really weren't working or weren't supposed to work. And this included, romantic relationships and friendships as well.
mm.
It was, I had to like decide, or those people weren't really giving me the energy that I wanted. And I was only in their space because I felt comfortable in their space.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't like a me space. I still have them as friends and acquaintances, but those relationships just weren't building me.
Mm, mm.
They weren't pouring into me. And as much as I am outspoken and confident, I wasn't pouring into them either.
Yeah.
So
It's
the relationship wasn't really like supporting each other. It was just, we're just taking up air. We're just
yeah.
taking up each other's air.
Mm.
So,
And it's a
you know,
hard moment to get to that stage, isn't it? When you actually
yeah,
go, I'm comfortable, this is comfortable, but we're not adding value to each other. And we're certainly not bringing out the best in each other. Right.
correct.
That's where you're in that next place. And sometimes those relationships, it's kind of like, well, it was okay for the time or it was lovely for the time, but you've then moved
Yes.
on
Yeah.
because you've actually evolved, you've changed or sometimes they've changed and that's okay. It's
And
part
that's,
of this journey, isn't it? That you
yes.
actually, gosh, now where I'm at today, this is who I need to be around. This is who I want to be with because, it's serving me better, right?
It's, and, I was talking to Don like a while ago about this whole journey. And I was just saying, I don't know if it was Don or somebody, I can't remember. I've been talking so much, I don't remember who I was talking to, but, but like, I have noticed that this is the happiest I've ever been in my life,
Wow.
because this is me.
Yeah.
This is who I am. This is what I'm helping other people. I'm providing value to every person, whether it's a stranger or not. I feel like I'm providing that value. And as much energy as I have, I feel like I'm depositing a little bit of my energy into everyone I meet.
Yeah.
It's not like I want people to like walk away from me, or, get off a podcast and be like, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what I want people around me. I want people to take my energy, because I have enough. I have a lot.
And
I have
together
enough to
we
share.
are virtually dynamite together, and you add the
Yeah.
our author Dawn Bates into the
Yeah.
oh my gosh, girls, you just can't cope with that much energy. But that's exactly it. It's all lovely to be liked or have people be impressed by you or inspired by you. But when you actually find that sweet spot that you go, oh my gosh, I can actually I'm just enjoying this so much. I'm enjoying just giving out. I'm enjoying the blessing that I'm giving to others that they need at this time. And it's wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling.
And it's like part of this pivotal moment for me. I started to learn and tell myself, probably, I want to say like 5 years ago. I feel like 5 years ago was a big moment for me. So 5 years ago, I was in looking for a job and everything, and I got into a job and it was great. But that job actually taught me that what you think of me is none of my business.
Hmm.
And I'm just going to live my life. If whatever brings me joy, I'm going to do it. Whatever brings me positive energy, I'm going to do it. If you're not giving me that energy, we're just not the right people to be together.
Hmm.
So
Now, I know a lot of people will be listening, Laarni, and they'll go, how did you have that moment? You know, that is a moment. I'll call them shift moments or aha moments, right? And so you were going along in your life and you've obviously had lots of challenges, but suddenly there in that workplace, you went and said, enough. I'm actually okay with who I am. I don't need to absorb all of that.
yeah,
Was there something specific that caused that?
I think it was just the environment I was in.
Yeah.
As an athletic trainer, I have worked lots of sports. So I don't know if we're called athletic trainers in Australia. I think we're called physios or something.
Yeah. Physio.
Yeah. So I've worked with a ton of athletes, and I may be the one person they come to, or there's like 500 athletes coming at me at the same time.
Mm.
And it challenged me. It really challenged me because I had to make decisions that they didn't like.
Mm.
You can't play for 3 weeks.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's
like things.
devastating to an
Yeah,
athlete, right? You're
yeah,
the fun police.
yeah, exactly. So, it's like I go through these stages with these athletes, and it's like when I learned to put my foot down a little bit, it was a horrible decision. I had to make it for their own good,
Mm.
but it gave me some respect.
Yes.
It gave them respect for me because it's like, yes, I
Mm.
know it's a terrible decision, but I had to like make sure I talked with these athletes and made sure that they understood that I'm not doing it to spite them.
Yeah. You're doing
You know,
it for the
I'm
best of them, right?
I'm doing it because I care. I do it because I want them to be safe. I do it because I love them because they're my athletes.
Mm.
And
Exactly.
so I took that into another career, into another like part of my career where I was really the only woman in a room full of 50 men.
Oh.
And they tested me. Oh boy, did they test me, you know. And once I put my foot down, they understood that I don't play.
Yeah.
I value myself, so don't try to talk down to me because I will fight for myself.
Yeah. And so you
you know
should, girlfriend. And so you should. And, but it's hard. It's hard to get to that place. But once
it
you
is.
have, you actually get so much more respect, better
Yeah,
relationships. People value it because you're not always going to say yes. You're not always going to be agreeable. You're going to stand for something and they'll go, okay, when Laarni says it, this must be meant to be. This is
yeah,
the right move. So it's not a wrong decision. It is actually the best decision, because you love them, you support them, you
yeah.
value their achievements.
Mm.
You're not just saying it for the sake of it. And I think there's such incredible power there. Now, you wrote in your book release that you were inspired by Martina Navratilova that she said women have to write more books and use their voice to empower and inspire women. And I'm just so excited that I know the woman, Laarni, who's actually taken that on board and done it. So what was that moment for you? You must have had another aha moment and then went, that's right,
Okay.
I do.
So I was coming. I want to say that there was this webinar that happened. I want to say September or October, and it was called 20 by 20 in Ireland. And I don't know how it came on my news feed or something, and I was like, it's about women in athletics. So I want to watch this. And Martina Navratilova happened to be one of the keynote speakers. And back in the day when I was younger, I remember seeing her on TV playing tennis matches with Chris Evert, and I didn't think anything of it back in the day. but I didn't realize how strong of a woman she was. And not just physically, but like some of the part of her journey.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how women need to be seen. We need to be seen. We need to take space. And like she kind of focused on like the media and what people are seeing, what these young girls are seeing, because if she can't see it, she can't be it, was their tagline.
Yeah, it's true.
And that really resonated with me, because I'm like, I did not see it when I was younger. I didn't see a strong, like athletic role model that I wanted to be when I was younger. And so I think that kind of gave me a little bit of a wavering identity, because I wanted to be that athlete.
Yeah.
I wanted to be that strong. I wanted to be playing sports. I wanted to be doing something, but I just didn't get a chance to see it because of my family upbringing.
Yeah.
I didn't get to play sports. My dad didn't allow me to play sports.
You might get hurt.
The one time I tried out for something, I tried out for a dance, and my dad came and picked me up from that tryout. And he's like, "You are not shaking your butt in front of everybody."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was like, okay, sorry.
Okay,
and
so sorry. I thought it would be fun. Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd do something like not, very traditional. Maybe this wasn't a sport, but I guess it was.
You weren't destined to be a darts or chess champion, is what I'm hearing.
No. I can't even really play tennis, and that's what my parents tried to make me do. Like,
the big question to you is, are you sending one of your books to Martina? Is she getting a gift for being the inspiration?
I would love to, because I want to tell her that when she said that, when she's like, there needs to be more books, there needs to be more like exposure, it needs to be more media. In my mind, I was like, media, I could write a book. Okay. And, it's always been in my head to write a book, but I didn't want to write a book just to write a book. I wanted to write a book for me, a book that was going to provide value to the collective world. And it just happened to line up this time of my life. This is what it was. And all the signs were coming down from the heavens.
Wow.
First it was Martina, that webinar. Then it was someone at my hair salon. I was talking about my dream of doing like supporting women and having a program to support women, and women shouldn't hide their voices, and they shouldn't be afraid to be strong. And the stranger, I'm in my hair salon, and my hair's in foils and all. She comes up to me and she's like, "Thank you for saying that. I really needed to hear that." And she's like, "Oh, I should pay you to come talk to me every morning." And I said, "Salon sessions are free, girl." So it was like those kinds of signs. And then like my teammates that I train with, they're an inspiration to me. My coach, it was like all in alignment. And then I said, this is it. This is the sign. This is the push that the universe is giving me right now, that I need to do this book.
Wow. Destiny, meant to be. Well, I definitely encourage you to send a copy to Martina, even if she doesn't know about it, and ask for one, because you know what, there's such value in giving back to even people like her. When you're in positions and you give out these, inspirational sort of moments to people, it's wonderful for them to hear it back. Like others will now be writing to you and telling you what an inspiration you are. I think that would be
so I'm hoping that she eventually sees or hears her name. I tag her.
Oh, tag her. I think that's just
tag her. I like saying her name, I like hashtag her. I'm just like, come on, somebody's going to see it. Someone she knows has got to see it.
Absolutely. Don't worry. She will not miss this message. Now, I read a quote from Courtney Olson, who's the founder of Girl Clothing and a total international powerhouse. And she said, as women are as women are so fearful of looking our worst, it prevents us from doing our best. This is a much needed book for the prevention of the fear holding women back. Why do women have such a problem with, our looks and our fears that just strangle our potential sometimes? It just paralyzes us at times, doesn't it? And particularly for you in an area, particularly weightlifting, a sport that, makes you muscly and strong, and whether you want to be out there in your lycra or not, like, you just got to put yourself out there, right? There's no there's no hiding. Why would Courtney write a comment like that about your book, do you think?
So when Courtney and I talked, I'll tell you though, I've admired Courtney for a long time through Girl Clothing. And the way I found her site, I Googled clothes that fit broad-shouldered girls. I remember that. That's what I Googled, and I found her. And I was like, hello, okay. And so I've just followed her. And her message of building confidence in girls and not comparing to anything out there, because you are special. Because you are special. You are one of a kind. You are not a copycat of anybody else. And even twins are different.
Oh, I have two sets.
Oh, that's right. Different. They're very different. They may be twins, but they're different.
Totally.
So this fear, I think, that women have, it's carried us from way back in the day, way back in the day, to make sure that I feel like we are not being I don't want to say trained, but we are not taught to be as strong as men, because I think from what we learned back in the day, men do this, women do this.
Yeah. Very stereotypical.
Yes. Very, very stereotypical and very old school. And I read a study that said, if a job was open and they offered it to a man or a woman, the man would even apply, even if he knows he wasn't qualified for it.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Women, maybe if I go to school for one more year, maybe I need more training. And I think that shift of that opposite needs to happen. Like, we need to, if there's a position that we feel like we're open to it, apply to it. But if we need training, train us.
Yes, exactly.
I think women we can learn stuff real quick. And I think there is a subtlety in our analytical brains that we just are like,
we overthink way too much. Like, seriously, there is an entire movie going on there at all times, and we want to make sure it's got a positive, affirming narrative, right? Yes. Rather than a destructive narrative and a limited narrative that then does hold us back from, my learning was that I then had a curious nature. And then when I said, well, what if I was just as great as that guy? Or what if I could, what if they said no, which they're probably likely to do, but what if they did? Would I die? Would it be so humiliating?
Yeah.
What if this isn't true? But that's a great place to get to. But that's right. We are very limited because of those stereotypes, but there's no reason for that. Exactly.
I think we also are, we are fearful of the possibility. We apply, say we do apply for the job and we get it. And then we don't do well. And then we beat ourselves up for not doing well. And we have to learn to learn.
Yeah.
We have to learn to learn. I've been through so many jobs, and I've learned something from every job. Even if I got fired, I learned something from that job.
Always. I'd
And
like
I,
to take it to another level too, of sometimes I actually think we are more worried about what if we are actually
too
capable.
good. Yes.
Not too good, but what if we can do it all, right? Because that then suddenly takes away, so yes, I think for me, it's like, gosh, if this is your, genius zone and you are the one to empower women globally, be the super coach for strength power lifters, work for Olympians, do all these things. Wow, what does that mean? That means I've really got to step up. I have no
Yeah.
more excuses, because what if my dream actually comes true,
Yes.
right? Then suddenly it's like, well, I can't blame anyone else. I can't then, do you know what I mean? Like, it's really easy. I love it. I love the couch view of, it's like Gogglebox. We've got Gogglebox here in Australia. Do you have that? We've got a
No.
TV show about people on their couch watching TV shows. It's quite
Oh
funny.
my.
And so you just see their reactions while they're watching shows that we watch. And, it's very easy to be an armchair critic is what I'm saying. But then,
Yeah.
turn it around and go, wow, what if you were actually operating in your genius zone? Dawn Bates becoming, a global sensation in books, right?
Yes.
You take it, after 20 years putting out your book, and then now putting yourself out to say, oh my gosh, what is next? I could just do anything now, because your self-esteem is like so high. Now the world is open to so much more, because every time you go up a level, you can you see a million other opportunities, right?
And I've learned that no one is going to save me. We have been, we've been taught, or it's kind of become second nature that the women always get saved by the man. TV shows, even superhero shows, like
Prince Charming, yes.
Prince Charming, like Snow White. It's like all those, the men are doing the saving for the woman.
Mm, mm,
And now in 2021, women are saving women.
yes.
We are supporting women. We are helping them out of this hole, I think, um that maybe like social society has like dug for us.
Mm,
We can't depend on strictly our men. We love our men.
mm.
We love our men, and I love my husband, but he knows that I'm moving forward, and either he's going to come with me, or he can stay behind,
We're
but I'm
just
moving forward.
It's like a recalibration, isn't it? It's kind of like, well, it might have worked before. I don't think it always did. Let's just read Jane Austen. But, there was a time that worked. It doesn't work now. Women are not satisfied with that scenario, and they shouldn't be, because it doesn't work for our modern times. And so we need champions like you, Laarni, to be out there calling it out and actually going, that's right. We love our men. All we're wanting to be is equal. And also different. There's different qualities that are beautiful qualities about both, right? About all gender and all diversity, for that note. And so that's what you're wanting. You're actually wanting equal opportunity
Yes.
to be your best self and have
Yes.
the same options to achieve success in your own terms. Right.
Give us a chance. Give yourself a chance. That's like another underlying thing about why I wrote this book. I want women to know, young women, girls, to know they have a chance. They have value. They have a chance. They are worthy. It's going to be challenging. I mean, this book will make some change, by the time I'm dead. But like, it's like, I want to make sure that there are boots on the ground moving forward. And we're not moving backwards. And like, we all have to change. We have to adapt. There's going to be change. And I know change is scary, and people don't like it because it takes them out of their conveyor belt life, but it happens. Technology moves forward, everything moves forward. So it's like, you have to move forward too. You're going to get left behind.
Exactly. Exactly. And you want to be that little nugget, that part of that big diamond, right? You don't have to be the whole thing. When none of
Mhm.
us are the whole thing. We're all just sort of a combination, collaborating together, becoming this big power piece that then people will go take notice and go, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So tell us more about the book. Who else was in the book? Why did you choose these women? What variety are they going to show to the readers of your book, Power and Strength?
So this book has an array of ages with the women.
Mm-hmm.
And also it has an array of activity. That's why I didn't want to consider it like more of like an athletic book, not just for athletes.
Good.
It is a book for where we see the women use their body that was given to them. Your body is that vessel that you were given to overcome these challenges.
Hmm.
And the way you overcome is, if you fall into this sport, you fall into this movement, you fall into this athleticism that has given you feet to run on,
Mm.
that has given you feet to walk forward. It supports your feet, support your body. And yes, there have been challenges for everybody to go through like, it took me forever to be an athlete. I've been wanting to be an athlete since I was like 7.
Wow.
And and I've been like this weekend warrior. I've done like all these different things, but right now is the one time I consider myself an athlete
Hmm.
because of my focus and my dedication to what I want to achieve in athletics. And it took all that time. It took all this, don't get too big.
Hmm.
You're lifting more than me. Stop lifting. Like all these different chirps of negativity to try to knock me down.
Hmm.
And eventually I just had to make the decision to be like, you know what? I can't live for you.
Hmm.
And these ladies in these chapters, oh my gosh, you know, I'll tell you, Ray, I've never really met her. I met her through another person.
Mm-hmm.
And um, when I talked to her and she was telling me her story about how she would love to be on the chat in the book, I had to be like, okay, stop talking because I gotta go get a tissue. It's like I feel like all the women in this book, even though I've never met I've never met you, like I've never met you in person, I just feel like I connect with you guys through athletics,
Hmm.
through movement.
Hmm.
It's like we can talk about battle stories. Oh, and I did
Yeah.
and oh, this person told me this and I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I
And then
think
I
that's,
did it and now I feel amazing about myself.
I know. It's that woohoo moment,
Yes.
right? And it doesn't matter if you're just doing your first 5K run, or you're a tough mother, or we've got over here, or if you're climbing this mountain that you never thought was even like possible, or whether you're full on, competitive athlete, or if you're going for an Olympic medal, right? The
Yeah.
story is, yes, there's obviously definitely different levels of expertise, dedication, training, and all of that. But it's that moment through sport that actually levels everybody. You're just doing the sport, you're challenging yourself, you're focusing on your next PB, right? Or, whatever that is. And also for the reasons that it is. Sometimes it's, I'm just going to do exercise so I fit into this hot dress for my birthday in 6 months, right? And then someone else is like going, oh my God, like I feel guilty doing anything else but training because otherwise I won't achieve my goal. So we're all driven differently, but sport means, I've done that when I go on hikes. You don't even think what jobs people have, if they're mums or not, how much they earn, what they even look like. For me, most of us have got our little, so much active wear and head wraps
Yes.
and night lights on. You actually get surprised when you see them in the daytime. Because we're busy women and we often go hiking at night. And so, you know, and I love that because you're
Yes.
actually just in the moment, being physical, healthy, enjoying, you know, for us outdoor people, loving nature, but for you, loving the sweat,
Yes.
getting the pump, you know, that sort of thing. I think there's just so much diversity in athleticism, you know, but such value to the people, but the personal growth is huge, you know.
Yes.
And also finding other people who love doing what you're doing, you know. Not everyone is a naysayer, you know. And
Mhm.
so one, not everyone's a naysayer, and that not everyone will go, well, don't do that, you should play chess instead. And then others will say, we'll see you as a competitor, and they'll try and sabotage you, play mind games with you, knock you down. So there's a real mental toughness that
Yes.
you have demonstrated through this book, and the women who've shared in it, that they have realized they need to step up to. I need to do this despite
Yes.
all of the challenges against,
And
right?
I think that's what's awesome about all the chapters. Like every chapter, there's so many lessons. Whether it's like the way Liz wrote it, you know, she has it written down, and everybody else wrote it differently.
Mm.
Like every lesson is different, and I I think I love that. And the women who are in this book were the perfect women to be in this book.
There you go.
As much as I wanted like all this and all who here, whatever, I think once it finally aligned, these are the perfect women to be in this book. They
Mm.
support the drive of the book, of understanding that there was a lesson and understanding that it wasn't pretty.
Mm. Yeah.
And we are here writing this chapter so you, the reader, can relate to us and know there are 7 women in this book that have different journeys, and you are not alone. You are
100%.
not alone in a crappy journey, in learning something at work that, you know, people like talking bad about you, and how are you going it's, you know, life isn't going to be easy. And this book to me shows that life isn't easy. There's going to be bad people. There's going to be physical obstacles. There's going to be, you know, judgers and haters and all that.
Mm.
But hello, I'm on the other side. Thank you very much.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what it's like. It actually builds up a community of women who go, yeah, that's okay, sweetheart. I've been there in my own way, and we are here together, and it's all right. We will push through. And when you don't have the power, other people will, right?
Yes.
You can give that. It's gifting that power and that strength to others, and at other times they will give that back, you know. And that's what I love about the sisterhood. So how does it feel having it's current, your book currently is on pre-order for another couple of days, and then it goes to new release on, I think, on the 13th.
13.
And so how does it feel to be selling so many books on pre-order before you've even got your book in your hot little hands? Like, you're not even showing it to me now.
You know, when Dawn told me, when she like looked and she gave me, she's like, "Oh, you're number 7 or whatever." I was like, "Okay, cool." And she's like, "Are you gonna say anything else?" I was like, I don't know what to say."
You're not a
Thanks.
rah-rah girl, Laarni.
I'm just like, cool.
It's very cool. It's
Yeah. I mean, I'm
very,
very excited.
yeah.
But it's more like, you know, I feel like, okay, I'm going to acknowledge it. This is cool. I love it. But now I'm like, what's my next project?
Yeah.
You know, like what is my next, what am I going to use this book
Exactly.
to build off, to continue the standing and strength movement?
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
And
I'm
that
like,
shows the caliber of the person you are. That is amazing and exciting deep down. You're like, oh my gosh. But it's the reason the book is there, right? It's the purpose that you're now just suddenly opening up. You know, that's right. You can have this book as a tool to then, you know, mentor and coach young girls around the world
yes,
to just go love your bodies, you know, be
yes,
active, be healthy, pursue different things. Even if you try sports and you're not very good at them, sometimes just do it anyway. Other times
Yeah.
try some others,
Yeah.
but it's like that, not just in sport, as you said, it's in all aspects of our life. It's actually just being comfortable to put yourself out there, not worry about different shapes and sizes. That's
Yeah.
where we're
No
all born,
comparison, no
right?
nothing.
Just
Hmm.
enjoy and grow. And
Yeah.
you become such a more beautiful person, right?
Yeah.
Those people that you meet that you go, they're just so happy in their own skin, and it doesn't matter what they're doing. Total geeks. I work with a lot of scientists, right? In my world, it's like, wow, but they're so excited about their like genome therapy or some mitochondrial sort of.
Yeah.
I'm presenting at a World Congress tonight for the International Association of Preventable Blindness. So I'm all in this head of, wow, I'm thinking, why am I even going to be? What could I possibly share amongst these top brains?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, that's it. It's like diversity, right? It's amazing that everyone has their thing and it's finding it and then being comfortable in that and then using it like you are now, going to use this amazing gift of who you've become and now what you've got to share to be able
Yes.
to take that to the next level
Yes.
and
And
make
it's like this next level it's like, okay, I thought about, I'm starting this women's strength initiative.
Mm.
So it is an initiative that gives access to young girls and women understanding what strength is as an umbrella, meaning leadership. What does it mean to be a strong leader? What does it mean to have a confident voice? And even like, what are strength sports? Maybe this is something you like. So it's like it's this initiative that I feel like I met a few women who just didn't know how to write a book.
Mm.
How do I write a book, Laarni? How do I write a book? And I was like, well, let me tell you. And I feel like there's resources out there that maybe I can help them get connected to.
Mm.
Like they don't, it's like they ask me and they're low income, they don't have access to where they live to talk to people like that.
Mm.
And I want to be able to give them that opportunity. Maybe I like figure out a way to sponsor Dawn for like one coaching session so they know how to write a book, how to get their thoughts down. It's like I want to give these women this opportunity. There's so many stories out there, and I only got 7.
Exactly.
I only got 7. There's so many stories out there that people can relate to, that people, that can inspire so many people, and I only got 7 of them.
You've only just slightly cracked. This is only book number 1 for Laarni.
Yeah.
And that's right. Unlimited sharing, growing your tribe, sharing your message. Absolutely fantastic. So how do people pre-order? How do they get your book, Laarni?
Oh gosh. Okay. So Amazon, I know it's on Amazon. And if you just put Standing in Strength, it's on there. Right now, it's just the Kindle version, but on the 13th, there will be the paperback version that's available. Yeah. And then if you go to donpublishing.com/Laarni Mulvey, you can order there too.
Fantastic.
So, and I apologize ahead of time to everyone on my social media, but you're going to get blasted.
It's going to be Standing in Strength, Standing in
Yeah.
Strength, Standing in Strength. Have you heard Laarni's got a book, Standing in Strength? Buy it. And so they should. You know what? When you're just reveling in a moment that is just has been so much of your journey, you should enjoy every moment of it and just broadcast it widely. And you know what, those who don't like it, that's okay. They might have been in a previous space. Yeah. And what will be. So I wish you all the best in that. And then besides the book, how do people reach out to you personally, Laarni?
So I am really active on Instagram. So I'm at Laarni Mulvey. So anyone can send me messages there. And then on laarnimulvey.com is my landing page. It may look like a hot mess right now, but you can find a contact me button on there somewhere on that page. But you can find me on there. And on Facebook, I'm at Laarni Eliza. Facebook hasn't allowed me to change my name yet. I don't know why. So, if you find me on Instagram or on laarnimulvey.com, you can get a hold of me. Facebook, I'm pretty sure there aren't many Laarnis on Facebook. So if you just type that in, it's 2 ways, by the way. You can find me.
People will find you, Laarni. The best way is, I think, just you go at the moment, in this week, the next month, the next year, really, go to Amazon, look for Power in Strength.
Standing in Strength.
Standing in Strength. I was distracted by the power. Standing in Strength. And really just get a copy of this book. It's going to be amazing. It's going to inspire you so much to just allow you to reflect on your own journey and just dare to dream. I could just push myself a bit further. I could just, try things that I haven't tried before. I could say, not worry so much about what other people think. And there's incredible value in that. And also the diversity of all those different stories. It's great. I love it when you see just such contrasts in lives and the way people write and the way they interpret different situations. There's so much value in that. Yeah. So thank you so much for being on my program today. It's been absolutely fantastic, and I wish you all the best for your future success.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so much.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Memoirs of Successful Women. You can find me at anniegibbins.com, where you can download my free resources, get connected on social, and check out my online magic transformation program. If you love this show, feel free to subscribe to future episodes and, of course, share it with your friends. I'll see you again soon, and until then, happy podcasting.